Tim's shop, and over my shoulder I have a set of Mark 11s made by the American Drum Company. And we're going to convert them from American setup, so high drum on the right, to German, so the high drum will be on the left. There are two options to get this done. One is to take the upper half of the instruments apart. After you take the upper half off, you flip them 180 degrees and then switch them. The problem with doing that to this set is that the hole spacing isn't the same. I've been told that up until about 2000, the light company varied the hole spacing a little bit. So these are obviously made before then. And what we'll do is we're going to create a jig to drill out new holes in the struts for the tuning gauge, and then drill a new hole for the hanger arm. So what I'm doing right now is taking the head off the 26, which we will reuse just for the sake of testing anyway. So once these are done, they'll go back to the customer and they will replace the heads. But I need to get the bowl removed so that I can remove the tuning gauge. So this is the 26, this is the 29, and what we essentially need to do is take these pedals and put them on the other side of the frame. So this pedal is going to go over there, this pedal is going to go over there. The issue that we have is nothing is drilled out to do that. So we're going to drill a hole right there, 3/4. And then we're going to make a jig to drill the spacing holes to put the tuning gauge on, which, as you can see from the side, is 3 different placements, and actually that's 6 different holes. So we'll mill out 7/16 right here, flat cut, 3/4 down here, and then we'll drill a 1/4 inch hole all the way through, and then tap a 3/8 inch hole there. The advantage of this particular method, 2 major advantages. One, I don't need to take the base and the top part apart. They are aligned well. We're going to keep it that way. And the other advantage is that they can be easily switched again later by simply unbolting the gauges and the hanger arm and swapping everything again. So if your timpani is designed with a suspension hoop, the bowl just sits right on top. And ideally, you should be able to lift straight out. So I want to figure out the measurement of this and this before I take it completely apart. And I'll also measure the inside of the holes. So what's going to happen? Have these 2 bushings like that. That'll be for drilling that part. So that will be like that. And then this one will be down here, and that's to set that. And then after that, we'll go back with these bushings, which I need to turn down a little bit so it'll fit, to center drill the actual holes. Up here, we'll get the bushings pushed in to hold that. So that's the part that drills that, and then down here would be the 1/4 inch or 3/4 inch brass part. So what I'm going to do is clean this up, take it over to the arbor press. That's the beginning of our jig. The way this will work is this is a 1/2 inch shank, 3/4 inch end mill. That cuts the spot for this to sit. And that needs to fit straight down into this, which is a little bit tight. So I'm going to use what's called a hone brush. It's kind of like a reamer. And hope I can open this up just a little bit. And then it'll also accept this bushing for a 5/16 inch drill bit. Even though this says 26, I want to keep them with each one. I have to decide. Yeah, so I'll keep the 26 cam with the 26 frame, but not with the 26 pedal, which will become the pedal for the 29. So this slot, you need to mill that same one onto that. So what I want to do is figure out how deep to mill this pocket. It needs to be a certain distance from this hole. And then the other thing I want to figure out is how far away from this center bore to put this. But the nice thing is, in reality, this hole in this direction can have some play. So I got a 3/4 inch hole, 1 1/4 inch slot. One thing I need to keep in mind, I'll be using shim material to get this hanger arm to line up correctly with this bored hole over here. But I want to get that as flat as I can so that the arm is the correct angle, both that way and this way. Call it 8 3/8 center to the bottom of the depth. And this is just rough measurements. So over here we need to take 3/16. I'm thinking, because I want to make this convertible, like to go back, I'm just going to make a 5/8 inch outer thread with a 3/8 inch inner thread that hooks up to the caster. So the caster will just thread into that, and then what I'll do is I'll Loctite this to the wheel, and then not use Loctite, but thread it into the existing 5/8 inch hole. That way in the future, if the person who owns these wants to swap them back again, they'll have a 5/8 inch thread on either side, and they just swap the wheels along with everything else.